guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Nasharra, owner of Magnifying Weddings and Events by Nasharra, also known as your very own wedding and event planning guru. And today, you guys, I have a video explaining 3 commonly used wedding professionals, and they are the wedding planner, the wedding designer, and the wedding day coordinator. I know a lot of you are probably like, wait, what does she mean? Aren't they the same thing? And my answer to you guys is no, they're not. They're actually 3 different professionals with 3 different roles and responsibilities. Although they share the same goal, which is to, deliver and, have a successful event, like I said, again, they do differ in many ways. And again, this video is to explain how. Since becoming a wedding planner and designer and coordinator, I've come across many clients and brides who've had, trouble distinguishing the 3 professionals. And so I often have to distinguish the 3 and explain the descriptions to my clients separately. So instead of just doing that and providing them with the explanation, I would like to, offer it to you guys as well. So without further ado, stay tuned. Okay, so for starters, the wedding planner. The wedding planner's job, let me just start by saying that the wedding planner's job is super overwhelming, guys. Like, they have tons on their plate, tons of weight on their shoulders. Again, hats off to the wedding planner. The wedding planner will have their hands in every single aspect of your wedding. They handle things logistically and aesthetically. They basically oversee, like I said, your whole entire wedding or event. The wedding planner's job is to coordinate an initial consultation. This is a meeting about an hour or so long. And you guys will sit and meet and talk and discuss basically all the details of your wedding or event. You want to lay everything out on the table as the client, and you want to basically hand the planner your vision. You want to be clear on delivering the tone, the, feel, and the whole look of the wedding. The wedding planner will offer one of 2 packages. And these 2 packages are pretty self-explanatory. One is full service planning package, and the other one is partial service planning package. And again, the full service will be more suitable for the client who has nothing, zippo, checked off of their to-do list, and they need assistance from the very beginning to the very end. So again, the full service will be more suitable for that client. The partial service would definitely be more suitable for the client who has, some things checked off the to-do list and only need assistance in select areas. At this initial consultation, the planner will gather, like I said, all the details pertaining to your vision, and then she will also be responsible for gathering all contact information for all participating vendors. So your baker, your florist, your venue, your DJ, your photographer, videographer, you get the gist. The wedding planner gets their name and their company's name, their address, their phone number. That way they have the information to contact these vendors. Some of the other roles of the wedding planner is to accompany the bride or couple on venue visits, meetings with potential vendors. Like if they haven't found a particular vendor yet, you'd be accompanying them on these trips, on these meetings, because your input is important as well. Like, yes, they'll get, they'll feel the vendor out and know if they're suitable for the event as well, but your input is important as well. So like I said, the wedding planner will be accompanying the client or couple on these vendor visits, on these venue visits. They'll also be accompanying the bride or couple when picking out the attire for the wedding. Like, the wedding planner will sometimes accompany the bride to go select their dress or gown, or any type of task that needs to be done to present a successful event. That is the job of a wedding planner. Again, the wedding planner will be in contact with these vendors. She will make sure everyone is on the same page, clear on their responsibilities, and, you know, doing their job. The wedding planner's ultimate job is again, to relieve all, you know, or as much stress as possible off of the bride or client, and to, again, walk the client through the planning process gracefully as possible. So yeah, that's pretty it on the wedding planner, guys. Stay tuned for the wedding designer. So, the wedding designer. The wedding designer's job is to basically focus in on the event aesthetically. They need to focus on the look and the whole, you know, the whole vision of the event. They need to know what looks good with what. They need to know, you know, what venue is perfect for this type of event. They need to know what lighting is most appropriate for this event. They need to know what type of chairs to use. You know, there's this endless list of, you know, responsibilities that the designer has to focus in on. They'll be choosing things like linens, tablecloths, dinner napkins, even the size and shapes of the tables that you'll be using for your event. They focus in on attire as well. Your wedding designer could also be, you know, responsible for the wedding party's attire. The wedding designer, you know, chooses what color scheme, or should I say, you know, offers their input on what colors would look together. They're very knowledgeable on different materials, different fabrics, different designs and patterns. And again, they kind of know what looks good on the eye. Your wedding designer should be fashionable and should be up to date with all of today's trends. So yeah, the wedding designer's job is not as complex as the wedding planner, but they definitely have to focus in on the aesthetics. And they have to, a lot of times, put so many elements pertaining to the design together, and, you know, be confident in doing so. And a lot of times they're not even able to, you know, do like a mock run, so to speak. Like, they aren't able to go set up a venue and say, hey, well, this looks good, or, you know, let's tweak this and that. No, they have to do all of this, you know, in their head. They have to be visionaries, basically. So again, as we took our hats off for the wedding planner, we must take our hats off for the wedding designer as well. They are important. They are who makes your wedding or event look tippy top. All right? So that is it for the wedding designer, guys. Stay tuned for the wedding day coordinator. So the wedding day coordinator is vital, you guys. Like, they are so necessary. I've seen weddings and events without wedding day coordinators or event coordinators, and I've seen events and weddings with. And let me tell you, there is a difference. There is a difference. The events or weddings with the coordinators ran smoothly. Any hiccups, any obstacles that came about, the wedding planner was able to iron them out before they even occurred, or, you know, was able to, you know, cover it up. The events without the coordinator, you guys kind of know how those events went. So again, the wedding coordinator is super important. Their job is to iron things out, be there to, you know, intercept any issues, any problems, and again, have your event run smoothly. Now, the wedding day coordinator typically steps in 30 days prior to the wedding or event date. Their job is to gather all the eggs, all the details, any loose ends, and their job is to, you know, time up. They are to dot all I's and cross all T's, and assure that everything that you, your planner, and all your vendors have been working on is solid and presents for a successful event. The job of a wedding coordinator is to it kind of is very similar to the wedding planner, but they also collect all the contacts of your vendors, and they reach out and they communicate and make sure that everyone's on the same page. Your coordinator will put together a vendor meeting, typically 2 weeks before your event or wedding, and they will have a day of timeline that they've created with all the information and details that they've collected from the client and the vendors. This timeline will basically have everything in chronological order, and it will have, you know, the vendor, what vendor is performing what, at what time, and at what location. This timeline is basically to keep everyone on schedule. It's basically to keep everything on track and, again, present for a successful event. The day of coordinator will help with things like, you know, setting up centerpieces, arranging any accent centerpieces. They could be helping any one of your vendors. Your DJ may need to find an additional outlet. Your cook may need, you know, more tableware. Your, you know, florist may need help with arrangements. Anything needed that day to assure this event runs smoothly is what the day of coordinator is responsible for doing. So, aside from, you know, coordinating the vendor meeting and the day of coordinator, the day of timeline that's to be created, the day of coordinator's job is to show up that day of the event and make sure everything runs smoothly. I promise you, you guys, with a day of coordinator, your event will be in much better shape than an event without. I'm not going to lie. I myself wish I had a day of coordinator for my wedding. So let's just say I learned the hard way. But that's pretty much it for the day of coordinator, you guys. Again, their job isn't as complex as the wedding planner, but the wedding day coordinator does have a lot on their plate as well, and there's a lot of pressure on them as well on the day of the event. So yes, you guys, I hope that I definitely clarified the descriptions of these 3 commonly used wedding professionals. And again, it was the wedding planner, designer, and coordinator. Yes, they share the same goal, which is to deliver a successful event and to please the client. But as you can see, they differ in many ways. So my advice, you guys, is to make sure you know what professionals your event or wedding entails or requires, and be clear on what duties and responsibilities these professionals entail. So again, you guys, thank you so much for tuning into my very first video. I promise you there will be way more, and the information that I have for you guys is super informative and sort of like life-saving when it comes to wedding and event planning. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and like my video. Don't forget to comment and tell me what you thought. And yeah, thank you again, you guys. Stay tuned for more. Bye.